Hi and Assalamualaikum. So today, me and my friends will be discussing about our Star 104 project, which is, the topic is the activities of UiTM Tapah student during their leisure time. So, let's get started. So, I will introduce you guys with our group members, starting from the left side, Hafiz Arfan, next, Uwais Aredo, next, Shahir Rizal, and next, Arif Rashidin.
Hello, my name is Arif, and I'm gonna talk about introduction of our assignment. As we know, we choose leisure time for the topic of our assignment. This is because leisure time is essential for individuals as it provides opportunities, relaxation, personal growth, and pursuing interests outside of academic commitment. So at UiTM Tapah, understanding how students spend their leisure time offer valuable insights into their preferences, interests, and overall well-being. Moreover, this topic was chosen because it aids in gaining a better understanding of what students seek beyond their academic obligations. Other than that, it helps identify specific interests and preferences among the student population, enabling tailored resources and support. Not just that, surveying leisure activities also assist in gathering data on students' needs and interests, guiding decision on resource allocation and facility development to cater to their preferences. I'm pretty sure this ensures that the campus environment offers relevant and engaging opportunities for students to optimize their leisure time. So, there are 4 objectives that we tend to get from the student of your UiTM Tapah, which is the first one is to determine how the students spend their leisure time. The second one is to study how often the student engage with the activities in a week. The third one is to know the duration of time they allocate to the activities. And the last one is to identify that the students believe the activities they do during their free time will help them in many perspectives. So next we move to the sampling technique, which is for this assignment, we choose simple random sampling SRS as our sampling technique. This is because of the homogeneous population and the selected respondents are completely unbiased from the questionnaire.
Okay, for our data collection method, we must know first the main goal of the data collection method. The main goal is the method we use in the searching must provide the most information and answers that we need, and the cost is at minimum, so it can be efficient for us to use. We decide to use direct questionnaire method by using Google Forms. It is because Google Form is easier to ask for us to use and easier for other students to answer the questionnaire. Our targeted audience are all students of UiTM Tapah, and we have 64 audience. And the advantage of this method, it costs us nothing yet provide us the answer that we need. So it's so efficient for us.
So now, we start with our data analysis and result. Question 1, here we go. From the pie chart beside, as we can see, it is shown that the higher respondent is from female, which is 51.6%, compared with the male respondent, which is only 48.4%. Furthermore, it is mean that the number of the student who took the questionnaire is more to female student than the male student, which is 34 for female and 30 for male. Moreover, the different female and male only 4 responded. Lastly, we can sum as here female take a lot of our questionnaire than male. For the second question, which is what faculty are you from the pie chart beside, we can see the blue represent Faculty of Accountancy and the green represent Faculty of Applied Science, and lastly the red represent College Computing Information and Multimedia. It is shown that the highest percentage of frequency of the respondent faculty is 52.5%, which is only from Faculty of Accountancy, while the lowest percentage of frequency of the respondent faculty, which is from College Computing Information and Multimedia, only 1%. Lastly, 47.5% of the percentage of frequency of the respondent faculty represented by Faculty of Applied Science.
Okay, for the third question, the campus semester for the student who answer our questionnaire, for the pie chart above, it shows that the high percentage, which is 93.8%, or 60 respondents for semester 2. And for both third semester and fourth semester, there are 1.6%, which is 1 respondent respectively. And lastly, 3% of the percentage are from semester 1, which are 2 respondents collected.
For the question 4, how do you typically spend your leisure time? From the frequency distribution beside, it shows that the highest leisure time that been chosen by the student is blasting to music, which is 31.25%, which is 20 students. Then the second highest leisure time that be chosen by the student is playing game, which is 21.88 student, which is 40 students vote for that game, and being followed by watching movie, which is 17.90%, which is 11 student vote. Moreover, the fourth highest that been chosen by the student is do sport during the lesson time, which is 50.63%, being voted by 10 students, and it is followed by do revision, which is 6.25%. Only 4 students vote for do revision. Lastly, the other leisure time being voted by 1 student, which is 1.56%, is such as watching TikTok, chatting with character AI, watch KD drama, and sleep. The total of the student that vote for our questionnaire is 64 students.
Okay, for question 5, how often do you engage in those activities within a week? For this question, we use frequency polygon. It is because it's easy for us to understand the data, even for other people to understand it. We discovered that only 2 students that choose to engage in the activity that they like one time only in a week, which is only one day in a week they use the free time to do the activities. And other than that, there are 14 students do activities 2 to 4 times in a week. And for the second lowest, 10 students spend their time doing those activities 5 to 6 times in a week. And the majority of the students, which are 38 students, engage to do those activities 7 to 8 times in a week or daily. Okay, from the frequency polygon, we conclude that the measure of central tendency mean we got 5.984. This means on average the student engage in those activities 6 times in a week. Next, median, we got 6.8158. This means that 50% of the students have engaged in those activities less than 7 times in a week, and the other 50% have engaged more than 7 times in a week. And third one, mode, we got 7.3485. Most of the students spend 7 times in a week to do those activities, which means most of the students do the activities daily. Okay, for the measure of dispersion, the range is 8.5, the variance is 4.357, standard deviation is 2.0x7. The shape of distribution, the skewness, we got negative 0.6536. The meaning of this value is that the graph will skew to the left or negatively skew.
Next, let's move into question 6. What is the duration of time you typically allocate on each activity? Based on the histogram below, the time that students normally allot to each activity during their free time is seen in the following graph. 13 students in total prefer to spend their free time engaging in activity that lasts between 1 to 2 hours. On the other hand, the majority of students, in total of 27 students, engage in leisure activity that lasts between 2 to 3 hours. The smallest group of 11 students, however, spend a total roughly 3 to 4 hours in their free time. The longest amount of time that students normally allot to each task is 4 to 5 hours, which is how long 13 students in total spend on this activity. According to the response option, it demonstrates that UiTM Tapah students are so good at using their spare time to perform their favorite activities such as sports, gaming, revision, and so on. After that, measures of central tendency, mean is 2.875. It explains that on average, the students engage in those activities 2.875 hours on each activity. Median is 3.41. This explains that 50% of the students have engaged in those activities less than 3.41 hours, and the other 50% have engaged more than 3.41 hours. For mode is 3.93. Most of the students spend 3.93 hours to do those activities. For the question 7, which is, do you believe that engaging in those activities will help you make the most of your free time? So the data beside show that from the 64 respondent, 25 respondent vote for strongly agree, and it is followed by 24 respondent vote for agree. Then it's followed by 12 respondent vote for neutral, and only 1 respondent vote for strongly disagree to the our leisure time questionnaire. And 0 respondent vote for disagree.
So we are already at the end of our presentation, which is the conclusions. So the survey on UiTM Tapah students' leisure time activities aims to understand their preferences, engagement levels, and satisfaction in non-academic pursuits. By gaining insights into how students spend their leisure time, the survey strives to create a student-centric environment that promotes personal growth, well-being, and a sense of community. The survey will explore various aspects such as activity preferences, frequency and duration of engagement, challenges faced, and overall satisfaction with campus leisure options. The collected data will inform improvements and resource allocation to better support the diverse interests of UiTM Tapah students. Participation in the survey empowers students to contribute to a vibrant and inclusive campus environment, shaping leisure activities for a well-rounded students' experience. The finding will guide decision-making regarding resources, facilities, and initiatives to enhance student well-being and enrich their overall university experience. A whole appreciation is expressed to all participating students for their valuable contribution and positive changes based on survey insights and eagerly anticipated.
So that's all from us. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you.